Hello, Leo. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general reading for whom you'll be dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel, About 53 Tarot, which is review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Ooh. Okay. Huh. Okay. Jumping into this. Oh, goodness. Okay, jumping into this, Leo. This is going to be a little complicated, a little bit difficult to possibly hear and process, but clearly it's something that is coming up between the two of you, and it's something pretty significant to them. That is for sure. The dynamic or the circumstances that the two of you may be in or have found yourselves in together, whatever way, shape, form, or context, because I feel like this may require a list. That being said, there is something here that just does not sit quite right with them. And because of that, they're showing up energetically a little bit kind of what I would refer to as choppy. It's kind of, wanting to kind of rush, wanting to be kind of quick, wanting to kind of do something without really thoroughly thinking this through. Maybe rash or haste, however you would like to refer to it. I will say for some reason, it does seem and feel as if it's kind of like, let's just say playing the game red light, green light. Don't know why. Don't know what's going on. Um, but unfortunately, even though they're playing, or maybe it was that television show, Squid Games, um, even though it does look like a little bit of a red light, green light situation where it's kind of like trying to kind of move forward when they can, trying to kind of, let's just say gauge how to kind of move and interact in the situation with you. It does, I'll be honest, it does kind of present itself a little pushy, a little bit kind of nudgy, a little bit kind of like, okay. Um, I'm not saying that they're doing this, but I'm just saying this as an example. When it comes to the situation of communication between two people, there's the terms or what I would refer to as like rapid fire, where it's just kind of like you are saying a lot right now, and I haven't had any type of time or even a moment to process what you're saying. And then there's also another energy of called bulldozing, which is the kind of the same thing, where it's just, I call it rapid fire, where it's just you're bringing a lot of energy. You're bringing a lot of energy. But when you think of the example of a bulldozers actually move pretty slowly. And so just because there's these two different speeds and paces of how things are moving forward, it doesn't matter whether you're speaking fast, communicating fast, or whether you're pushy and slow, technically speaking, you're still trying to kind of bulldoze the situation. I don't know what that is of, let's just say, what is taking place with the two of you, where it does feel a little like leapfrogish. Leapfrogish, where it's kind of like, let's just kind of skip over that. Let's just kind of move around that. Hibbity hop, hibbity hop, kind of like skipping. Um, but yet at the same time, still pushy. Use your judgment and discernment, Leo. I don't know why there's an emphasis on them claiming and showing that they want to show you. It's kind of like, for example, desperation. And, you do understand someone doesn't want to lose a chance or a moment with you. But for them to kind of desperately kind of do this out of fear, it makes sense when it comes to like they don't want to lose you. At the same time, you kind of have to, like I said, use your discernment and judgment of how are they actually coming across. Is it an energy of whatever has taken place between the two of you? Is it something that's like, could it be toxic, could it be pushy, could it be bulldozing, or is it just, what is it exactly, trying to identify it? um, all I know is whatever the situation is, there is a three of swords. So clearly there is something there that they are taking pretty close to the chest. They're taking it to heart, clearly. This is kind of like, don't give up on me. Like, please, 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 like I said, but pushy, kind of like pushy, kind of bulldozy, kind of, please, 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 please don't give up on me quite yet. Please, 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 please. And you're kind of like trying to process this, and it's kind of like, um, that energy of whatever is being brought up or stirred up in them is supposed to be being, let's just say, purged and boiled and brought up to the surface. So even if they are bulldozing, even if they are pushy, I'm saying that because I am, well, unfortunately, I'm looking at that devil energy. What's that Slipknot song? Jesus was never meant to force his way inside. I don't know why they as well emphasize, like I said, they're kind of leapfrogging this once again. That also might be an emphasis on bypassing. Like I said, because even though they are bulldozing and kind of leapfrogging this and trying to jump over and leap over and you know make certain moves, not saying they're playing games yet. I mean, clearly they don't want this to end with you, but the problem is that I do kind of like wonder is why does it just seem a little bit too like controlled? Why does it seem a little bit too, like I said, too pushy, too nudgy, too kind of like, okay, okay. Clearly, you're trying to lean on Leo to get Leo to go in some sort of, well, let's just say this, bumping him over a square or two, just to try and get Leo to move in a direction that you want Leo to move in. What's with that? I don't know what that energy is about. Um, there it is. Thank you, Crosswatcher. You just kind of admitted it. You just admitted it. And there's the Five of Swords. Yeah, yeah, and that's what I was kind of talking about. It's I gotta say it. There might be addiction, substances, vices, and game playing in this. Unfortunately, Leo. And so once again, that kind of bulldozy, pushy energy is. I don't like how Leo. We're not training a dog here. It's not like and then positive reinforcement. We're not training dogs or animals here. These are human beings. Leo is a human being. So there's this pushy, nudgy energy of trying to kind of manipulate and control and influence the situation to move in a certain specific direction that they want it to move in with the two of you. Um, I don't know why they emphasize a situation where it kind of makes me think of, growing up when, your parents were like, who you're talking to? How dare you talk to me that way? And they kind of took this hierarchy stance of like authority or position over you. Um, Everyone watching my channel, I do hope, is of age and 18 and an adult. Because for some reason, I don't understand like why they try to present themselves above you, Leo, as if like they have more control, authority, or influence over you to kind of nudge you over. So what they're saying, Leo, is they are trying to make you their pawn. They're trying to treat you like their pawn because they, for some reason, don't like the fact that you have put down some sort of clear boundary and you're not willing to play ball or play game or do what they want, unfortunately. I don't know what that's about. Like I said, even though they do show me like they are having that Three of Swords realization with themselves, at the same time, that old habit hasn't died. It is showing up in a different way. It's showing up in a different way. Everyone knows when you exercise a house, a home environment, or let's just say someplace, there's a time window afterwards, fun fact, where that might pop up again. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at it pop up again. I'm not saying that's what's going on, Leo. That's just an example. Nothing to fear or worry about. Um, but just because you kind of call it out over here doesn't mean it's actually done with. It'll show up somewhere else later on. Like you didn't truly cleanse that. You didn't truly heal from that. You didn't truly process or digest that. You didn't truly understand what that energy was or how you were being or what you were doing or how you were doing it. You kind of just wanted to brush over it very quickly, just kind of scoot or skate or kind of just dance on by. So, unfortunately, that and once again, there's the realization though, like they know this, and it's sort of like, okay, they know this, and so I don't know what's going on, but they're showing me like they're highly self-aware and self-conscious of this. But that doesn't, you know, is it once again, is it one of those situations of like, I know I do this, I know I do that, and what do they say? An apology without changed behavior is manipulation. They're showing me their end game. So yes, Leo, unfortunately, apologies about having to break the bad news to you. That is their end game. They see you, I don't know what that is between the two of you, unfortunately. They see you as some sort of financial prize. So this whole situation, yes, they are. They see you as some sort of pawn to literally bump out. That's not how that works, by the way. But they see you as some sort of pawn. Well, let's just kind of go like this. Actually, they move that way. They're looking to do that because they feel like, if I had a bunch of coins or a bag of coins, I'd do it. They feel like there's something there to gain for themselves individually. Unfortunately, it is what it is, and they don't know how they're going to do that. But that's what they're thinking. Goodbye.